Hello everyone. Today 9th of June. I'm here near Bellata. It's between Mori and Narrabri. We have got a trial here on wild oats, Avena fetua or Avena ludoviciana. We will find out the species later on. At this moment it's not clear. So wild oats, this particular weed has actually evolved resistance to group 1, which we mainly use in wheat crop. And here if you see, this is on the farmer's field. So this particular weed has evolved resistance. So we are actually then evaluating performance of different herbicides where there are single pre-emergence herbicides as well as mixtures of some herbicides. Also we are evaluating if these herbicides are applied before planting or after planting. It's very important here in Australia. We call it IBS, incorporated by sowing and post sowing pre-emergence herbicides. This is, if you see, that's also related to crop damage. If you see here these lines, you can see this trial was planted using a tine system. Tine means there is more soil disturbance. These tines actually throw soil out of those furrows. It means if you have applied herbicides before planting, then the treated soil is actually thrown out of these furrows, and after that we don't expect heavy rain. So it means your herbicide is out of the furrow and your crop can emerge easily, so there won't be really much toxicity. When we say post sowing pre-emergence, it means you have planted your crop and then you have sprayed these herbicides. So those herbicides should not be toxic. Second one is, sometimes, as I mentioned, some of these herbicides, if sprayed before planting, they are thrown out of the furrow. So it means in that layer, like in these furrows, there is no herbicide, so it means weeds will emerge here. Opposing to this one, it's post sowing pre-emergence, where herbicide is everywhere, so it means they will provide more effective control. But for some herbicides, they may also cause toxicity. So before I go to one or two of these treatments, I want to show this untreated plot. And now if you see here, this is an untreated plot and wheat crop, you can easily see. But this is a wild oats plants. Between these furrows, if you see, these are emerging. So these ones, these are all wild oats between these big plants. And here also, now it's very hard to distinguish, especially for early researchers initially. So here these wild oats actually have anti-clockwise a movement of these leaves. So this is all in between these furrow, in this between two wheat rows, there are these wild oats plants. So they have got anti-clockwise this leaf, and but in wheat or barley these are always clockwise. So that's how you can distinguish, if it's hard to distinguish initially, but I think later on they will spread and you can easily distinguish. But this is all small seedlings, these are all wild oats coming. So this is untreated. And next one is also, I think, pinoxidon. So it means we have not really applied post emergence. So you can see here also, these are some of these weeds here. If I see closer, so these weeds are actually emerging. So this is a wheat plant, bigger one, but these ones I need to show. So these ones, this is wheat plant, but these small ones, these are all wild oats. Okay, so this trial site is also beautiful. If you see at the back, yeah, that's mountains. These mountains everywhere. But this site is not accessible if it's raining. Yeah, it's muddy everywhere. You can't really drive your car. So that was untreated, but I want to show one more this particular treatment. Here we have got some damage. It's not much, but you can see in the middle row out of these 5 rows, so there is some damage. And what his damage is through this one is Luximax, but there is another treatment where we actually applied trifluralin, and you can easily see that damage. So I'll go with that one. Watch, this is here Matino Complete. It's post emergence also, that will come later on. Usually farmers, they apply chlordinafop, very normal, group 1. So we will also try that also. It's just to see if this particular population has evolved resistance. And then Overwatch, again it's a big slow zone, and then again there is some damage. If you see here, there is a damage there. Oximex, this is Scura pyroxasulfone, widely used now in many countries. And then if you compare this one, you can't really see clearly these wheat plants, but here if you come, very easily you can see this damage. And this is where we applied actually trifluralin or Triflur X at 3 liters per hectare. How damaging, you see, not really any wheat crop. And after that one, see there, and compared to this one, if you see other rows, so they are all okay. So trifluralin, it's not only this time, last year also we experienced. Now from this side, if I show you, this particular treatment actually give toxicity, very high toxicity. So we actually tested this one at 3 different rates. Its maximum damage is at 3 liter per hectare. From this side it's easy to see. And then here trilate, which is really very common herbicides if you want to control wild oats. And that's there are some Atlantis, some of these group 2 herbicides. We will test that also, their efficacy. So this particular experiment has got all pre-emergence as well as post-emergence herbicides, whatever available options we have got here. And then here again trilate, and then applied Scura or pyroxasulfone. Its maximum we can apply 118 grams of that product per hectare, which is around 100 gram active ingredient per hectare. So in this particular treatment we actually divided that half before planting, half after planting, just to see if there is any benefits of that one. Here if we go in this strips, so you can see this looks like it was untreated. You can easily see this is wild oat. And wild oat seeds, they actually struggle when they are on the surface. So in this field also we can see that where there is a high crop residue, they are actually emerging from that place, because they are actually under that residue they get moisture, and moisture can be there for longer period of time, and that's how they emerge there, or they need burial. So if seeds are buried in the soil, then you will expect better emergence. Today I am not taking data, but next time when we come, we'll take this data from this particular trial, and hopefully we will have a field walk. All right, thank you.